Good evening. I would like to first thank the entire committee in Eastern Urban on this special evening. I'd also like to congratulate all those being recognized tonight. My grandpa would be humbled and honored to be included with such a great group of individuals this evening. John Rodino was a lot of things to several different people. He was a husband, a father, a brother, a teammate, a teacher, a coach, a friend, and I was lucky enough to call him Grandpa. Many words can be used to describe my grandpa: hardworking, brave, kind, caring, honorable, thoughtful, and yes, even funny. John Rodino was born August 19, 1923. This Saturday would have been his 100th birthday. He was born to Italian immigrants, Carmen and Maria. At age 18, Carmen left the hometown of Gerace, Italy, and arrived in Dwight, Illinois in July of 1907. Within a month of Carmen arriving, Maria also would leave Italy and settle in Dwight. The two married and started a family. After working as a railroad mechanic for 10 years, Carmen bought a small piece of property along the Route 66 pathway in Pontiac. In 1927, Carmen built the Rodino Square. At a young age, John and his siblings learned the value of hard work. The Rodino Square was truly a family business. Carmen and Maria heavily relied on John, his two brothers Rocky and Jimmy, and three sisters, Marion, Mary, and Josie, to make the store a success. In a 1943 Bloomington Panagraph article, Carmen is quoted as saying, "Work does not hurt children. When children work, they miss a lot of bad things." With that said, Carmen believed greatly in education, and work was not allowed to interfere with their education. After 50 years in business, the Rodino store closed, but not after making an impact on Pontiac and Route 66. The Rodino family would later be inducted into the Route 66 Hall of Fame. John graduated Pontiac Township High School in 1941, but not before leaving his mark. John excelled in the classroom, consistently making the honor roll, and was involved in several different clubs and activities. Not only did he excel in the classroom, he also found success in athletics. John was a superior hurdler and long jumper on the track team and was someone that his peers greatly looked up to. In 1941, he was elected as the captain of the track team. Not only did he excel on the track team, he thrived as a football player. At just 5 foot 6 inches and 143 pounds, what he lacked in size, he made up with courage and determination. He would earn a reputation as one of the top guards in the Corn Belt Conference. In recognition of his athletic achievements, John was part of the inaugural class of 6 Pontiac High School athletes to be inducted into the Pontiac Tribe of Indians. Following high school, John would continue his athletic career at Illinois Westland. He participated on the Illinois Westland track and football teams. However, after 2 years at Illinois Westland, he was forced to leave school and serve in World War II. John served as a radio man in the 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment with the 3rd Infantry Division in World War II. He served a staggering 27 months in combat and was the radio man for Audie Murphy for a portion of the war. Audie Murphy was the war's most decorated soldier with 24 medals, including the Medal of Honor. What some don't realize is John was with Audie the day that he earned that Medal of Honor and witnessed the actions firsthand. In a note from a speech that he gave that I found, he recounts the actions of that day. He, quote, "In a French wooded area, our troops were retreating because of 6 Tiger tanks and enemy troops firing into the wooded area. Murphy jumped on a tank on the horseshoe edge of the woods and fired at the German tanks until they retreated. As this happened, I was in a nearby foxhole operating the radio." Not only did John witness acts of bravery, he also displayed bravery. One night, the radio that he was operating was not working properly, however, a message needed to be sent. As he remembers, he crawled roughly a mile on his stomach to relay that message. John saw action in Africa, Italy, Germany, and Austria. Notable combats involvements include the Battle of Anzio on the Italian beachhead and the invasion of southern France and Rhineland, Germany. According to an article written in 2021 by the Audie Murphy Research Foundation, they noted that John was a well-traveled man on the battlefront, and as one of 4 radio men for the 15th Infantry, he must have been well known among the battalion, company, and high-level leadership. They also noted that very few men survived the full trek of what John endured during World War II. By the end of the war, he received several awards and decorations, including the coveted Combat Infantry Badge, the Overseas European African Middle Eastern Theater Ribbon, with an affixed silver battle star, a Good Conduct Medal, a Distinguished Unit Badge, the French Croix de Guerre, and the Bronze Star. I recently contacted Frank Foster, who authored the book Military Medals of America, to find out more about the medals he received and the decorations. After Frank looked through what I provided him, Frank responded, "Your grandpa is someone to be proud of," and indeed, I am. Following the war, John returned to Illinois Wesleyan to finish his education and athletic career. Due to the interruption of the war, he was allowed 5 years on the Illinois Wesleyan football team. He would earn a varsity letter for 4 of the 5 years and earned the nickname Rodino for his willingness to block and tackle anyone regardless of size. He would play a vital role in the success of the Illinois Wesleyan football team. After graduating from Illinois Wesleyan in 1949, John returned home to Pontiac to be a teacher and start a family with my grandma, Jeanette, who he met at Illinois Wesleyan. They would have 7 children, whom all are here tonight, and thank you, I appreciate it. And they would settle in Pontiac. John taught physical education at St. Mary's Grade School and then transitioned to Pontiac District 429. He taught physical education in all 4 elementary schools for 20 years. The final 8 years of his career, he held titles of athletic director and vice and assistant principal at Pontiac Junior High School. Throughout his time with the Pontiac School District, John coached basketball and track. He was the type of coach that many of today's coaches could learn from. He coached with integrity and cared for every kid, regardless of status on the team. Several of his track teams he coached would go on to win county championships. Following retirement from teaching and coaching, John stayed involved in education. He served as a District 429 school board member for 8 years and also stayed very involved in local sports. He volunteered as a timekeeper at Pontiac Township High School track meets and worked as a scorekeeper for the Pontiac Holiday Tournament. In 1993, he was awarded the Pontiac Holiday Tournament Fan Appreciation Award for his loyalty and support of the tournament. He also gave his time to many other groups and organizations, including the Lions Club, the Boys and Girls Club, the VFW, the 15th Infantry Club, the Livingston County War Museum, and St. Mary's Catholic Church. He gave countless speeches at Veterans Day assemblies and never turned down a request to speak in a classroom or at a ceremony. He also maintained an active garden where he often donated many fruits and vegetables to local charities and individuals. It was very unusual to drive by his house and not see him working in the garden with his Cubs hat on. I still miss the unlimited supply of raspberries. John held many serious roles throughout his life. He accomplished a lot, but he was never afraid to laugh at himself and have a little fun. My grandpa and I would always get a good laugh as he stumbled through trying to pronounce the names of baseball players, such as Maglio Ordonez instead of Ordonez, or I. Rodriguez as opposed to Ivan Rodriguez, or my favorite, that PUJ guy instead of Albert Pujols. He was also known to play a practical joke every now and then. I remember one night being on the losing end of one of his jokes. Many Saturday nights I would visit my grandma and grandpa, and we would often play cards as we listened to Johnny Horton on his cassette player, or the Statler Brothers playing from the TV my grandma was watching. One night he informed me that he had a new game for me to learn. I asked him the name of the game, and he informed me it was called 52. After he shuffled the cards, he mentioned that it was a harder game, but he thought I could handle it. As I was waiting patiently for him to deal, he proceeded to throw all the cards in the air and said, 52 pickup. I can still remember the laugh that he got. In closing, John loved his hometown of Pontiac. and loved helping others. He's the most humble and selfless person I will ever know. He passed away in 2008, but the impact he had on this community will live on forever. Webster's dictionary defines hero as a person admired for achievements and noble qualities. If John Rodino is not a hero, then I don't know who is. On behalf of myself and the entire Rodino family, thank you for this award. I know he would be truly honored.